Flagships. They're top-of-the-line, cream-of-the-crop, world-class examples of the very best an automaker has to offer. There are luxury flagships like this one, or this. They offer the latest and greatest in tech, comfort, safety, and performance. There are performance flagships too, top-of-the-line, go-fast toys built to impress drivers around the globe. Sports utes can be flagships as well, and here's the big one, the Range Rover. And sure, almost every luxury automaker has a top-of-the-line SUV model, but as it's been with this machine for generations, it's not just the style and luxury that set it apart, since wearing this badge means it has to actually be off-road capable. And this Range Rover is one of the only big premium SUVs left that's built to tackle challenging terrain. You probably won't take your six-figure paw chute through any very serious stuff on the road less traveled. Scratches and dents, or even getting this majestic-looking thing dirty would be a shame, though if you wanted to, the Range Rover has you covered off. The air suspension lowers for an easier climb inside, and it lifts for an easier time driving over stuff. You get this terrain response selector, allowing the Range Rover's numerous systems to be dialed into a mode appropriate for the current terrain, and that's referenced in this gorgeous all-digital instrument cluster. There's a low-range transfer case, so if you need to, you can crawl and climb an inch down even the steepest grades, and hill descent control helps you do it more safely. It might be dressed up to the nines, but this is not a soccer mom luxury cute ute designed primarily for use around town by ladies with purse dogs. Heck, there's even an advanced camera system to help with parking, and it offers special views for off-roading like this one to make sure your front tire isn't about to get punctured by a rock. You get seats that can heat, chill, or massage you while you drive. The Range Rover can use radar sensors and its sophisticated steering system to park for you. The Meridian stereo is beautifully vibrant and has a subwoofer that'll blow your teeth out, and that gigantic panoramic roof furthers the feel of driving around in a giant glass box. So an SUV that can actually go places, and all in the lap of absolute luxury. This is an HSE or High Specification Edition model, adding even more features and luxury and tech beyond the base. And just look at this cabin. It's full of rich details and materials like you'd see on the furniture in the business center of a ritzy hotel. It's very lavish and classy.
The scarf is, my producer said I should classy up my look a bit for this shoot Range Rover luxury designer man scarf. Anyway, never mind that. What I want to get across is that, look, with all of the lavish materials in this cabin, the design, the technology, the features, it's clear that they've sweat every single detail about this machine. It's one of those rides that has a six-figure price tag and really pulls off a six-figure feel. But they haven't forgotten the small stuff either, right down to the way that you sit in the Range Rover and how it surrounds you. What I'm really appreciating about it is the way that this dashboard is thin. It's mounted down low, out of my line of sight. I'm sitting tall above the hood, and I've got a gigantic windscreen. And that gives you that confident sense of driving along and kind of towering over the road that so many SUV shoppers like. Now, if that's your thing, this is really going to do it for you. Can I take this off now?
And despite that tall driving position, which often makes an SUV feel what some folks would call tippy, this one handles surprisingly. Usually, driving a machine like this around a corner is about as much fun as eating a large family of fire ants. But the Range Rover's air shocks react in real time to your steering and speed for stability, and the extensive use of aluminum reduces weight, lowers the center of gravity, and makes the Range Rover handle like it's smaller than it is. Result, it doesn't corner like a bungalow full of pudding. It's almost sporty, actually. That air suspension also keeps body movement smooth and subtle over rough surfaces, and the ride is just creamy on the highway, with the airbags providing an extra layer of softness between the road and the occupants. Usually tires do the same thing, but not with these 22s with thin and sporty rubber around them. This particular model can deliver a ride that gets sharp and jagged over the sort of potholes and frosties we're filming on today. Be sure to opt for a model with smaller wheels and thicker tires for an even better ride on stuff like this. Be sure to get winter tires too. Without them, the testers slid right past the camera whenever I tried to demonstrate the braking. Traction for getting moving proved plentiful. Even with all systems left in their default modes, you've got a just right amount of wheel spin to fling slippery stuff from the tire treads, enhancing grip and only powering the wheels that will help get things moving. And doing the moving in the case of this tester was this V6, 3 liters, 1 supercharger, 340 horses, and a little hint of that supercharger whining away as it compresses and cools air and fires it into the engine for an on-demand power boost. That doesn't happen until you apply a very healthy stomp to the throttle, as the programming puts the emphasis on lazy throttle response to enhance fuel economy and smoothness. When you finally get it to shift down and get working, performance should prove adequate, even generous for most. And if you disagree, get the supercharged V8, which pushes output past 500 horses. Elsewhere, look for plenty of space. The cargo area is accessed by this clamshell setup with a fold-down tailgate. There's heaps of room and a cargo cover and a power outlet and buttons to fold the rear seats up or down, depending on the currently required combination of passengers and gear. Headlights are notable. You might not get to see how these work on a test drive if the sun's out, but when it's not, you might not even realize it. They flood the road ahead and even the tree line beside the vehicle with xenon-fired light that's as bright as a welding flash. These are among the best headlights for safety and reducing late-night eye fatigue that I've ever used. There's usually little to complain about in vehicles with this sort of price tag, and my gripes are mostly nitpicky. These storage bins and the seat controls are knuckle smashers since there's minimal room down here. And aside from that very lazy throttle pedal, some drivers will still complain about the step up required to hop on board. So in summary of one of the most luxurious off-road capable big dollar posh dudes on the planet, you'll likely like the highway ride, the confident driving position, the absolutely lavish and roomy interior, and the array of high-tech luxury features. Handling, given the size of this posh beast, is pretty darn good too, and then there's that pedigree thing which you won't find to this level anywhere else. You might wish for some more responsiveness from the throttle, the gear shifts can be a little rough at times, and there's limited space for accessing controls and storage beside the seats. The price, well, as they say, if you have to ask, you might not want to know. With the add-on options, you're looking at $118,000 worth of British sports luxury here. Not that that's going to stop them from selling plenty. Thanks for watching.